A very good morning to all of you, and this is the last part of this video, of this chapter. With this video we'll complete this chapter. Okay, so in our previous class we have discussed about a presidential election and how the Congress has been splitted into two parts. There was a faction, right? So after that, now today we will discuss 1971 election. Before that, the third general election, Congress hardly managed to get a seat in all the states, right? In maximum 9 to 8 states, there was no Congress government, but they were able to manage the Prime Minister's position. In centers, there was a Congress government. But that was a very difficult task for the Congress party. Now, what will happen in 1971's election? So, during this period, when there was before 1971 election, Congress has already divided into two parts. Congress has been the new Congress and the old Congress. Okay, the new Congress, that is headed by Indira Gandhi. That new Congress government has been supported by few other parties, that is the Communist Party of India and the DMK. Now, Communist Party of India, you have to remember this. Communist Party of India was the first opposition party of India, because we have a Congress government from the very independent day of India. Congress was the ruling party. So we had the opposition. One of the most important opposition and the powerful opposition party was the Communist Party of India. But when the Congress has been divided into two parts, when it has been splitted, during that time the Congress has been divided into two parts. One is old Congress and the new Congress. Old Congress were headed by the old member of the Congress party, and the new Congress was headed by Indira Gandhi and the supporters of Indira Gandhi. So during that period, this new Congress, Indira Gandhi's government, Indira Gandhi's party, has been supported by the Communist Party of India and the DMK, that Dravidian, okay, in South India's party. So during this phase, when the election campaign were going on, during this phase, Indira Gandhi vigorously campaigned for the implementing the existing land reform laws and undertook further land ceiling legislation. During that period only, Indira Gandhi was focusing on that, which comes under there was her 10-point program. Right, 10 points program has been signed or adopted by Indira Gandhi in 1967, and she was focusing on that land reform laws and land ceiling legislation during that period. Okay, because she wanted to strengthen her position. Okay, she did not want it to depend on any other political parties. And during that period only, Indira Gandhi's government recommended that the dissolution of the Lok Sabha in December 1970. In December 1970, Lok Sabha has been dissolved by Indira Gandhi's government. That was a very bold move of Indira Gandhi. Okay, so after that, the 5th general election of the Lok Sabha held in February 1971. So from 1970 to 71, Indira Gandhi adopted many programs. She was focusing on many programs like the land ceiling or land reform laws, and she also dissolved Lok Sabha, dissolution of Lok Sabha in December 1970. So after that, in February 1971, there was a 5th general election. Now, what happened during that election? The contest. During that period, all the non-Congress party or the opposition party, every opposition party or the non-Congress party, they formed into an alliance against Indira Gandhi's government, against Indira Gandhi's parties. Whatever parties were there who were opposition to Indira Gandhi or the old Congress party. They formed an alliance, and that alliance came to be known as Grand Alliance. Okay, during that period, Indira Gandhi, the ruling party, had an alliance with CPI only. Okay, even the Bharatiya BJP, SSP, PSP, Swatantrata Party, all other party, everyone formed an alliance with the other party, the old Congress party, the Grand Alliance. But the ruling party or the new Congress party has been supported by CPI. But during that period, the main problem was that the Grand Alliance, they did not have any agenda, or they did not have any issue, and they did not have any positive slogan. Okay, they only wanted to remove Indira Gandhi from the position, and Indira Gandhi knew about that. Okay, so Indira Gandhi said that during that time, Indira Gandhi said that the opposition party had only one common program, and that is Indira Hatao, remove Indira, the Grand Alliance. Okay, so in contrast to this, she put forward a positive program captured in famous slogan. Her famous slogan during that period was Garibi Hatao. So Indira Gandhi's famous slogan was Garibi Hatao, and she was focusing on 10 points also during that time: the land reforms, the land ceiling and all, and rural land holding, urban property, removal of inequality in income and opportunity, abolition of princely privileges. Everything has been, she was focusing on all these things. Okay, because of that, her slogan Garibi Hatao became very, very successful, and Indira Gandhi during that time has been get support from especially the landless labor, Dalits, Adivasis, minorities, women and unemployed youth, because everyone wanted development. Okay, and Indira Gandhi was focusing on that part. So everything that is Indira Gandhi's political strategy of building an independent nationwide political support base. She wanted to have nationwide political support, and she was gaining that from all over, all other people, common people. So the contest was like that. The old Congress party or the Grand Alliance, they did not have any agenda or they did not have any slogan, but in contrast to them, they only wanted to remove Indira Gandhi, and the contrast to them, opposition Indira Gandhi had a very famous slogan, that is Garibi Hatao, and she was also focusing on the 10 points program. Now what happened to the election? What was the result, the outcome and the after? So the result of Lok Sabha election 1971 were as dramatic as the result as was the decision to hold this election. So this was very, very dramatic. The Congress with CPI alliance won more seats and votes than the Congress had ever won in the first 4 general election. So this victory was very surprising, that this type of victory they had not seen in the history of election. In the first 4 general election, Congress did not won by such types of vote. The 5th general election, during this 5th general election, they had an alliance with CPI, and they got, the both of them combinedly won 375 seats in the Lok Sabha and secured 48.4% vote all over India. So that was a huge victory for the Indira Gandhi's government. And the opposition party, they merely get 16 seats. Okay, so the Grand Alliance of the opposition proved a grand failure. They have made a grand alliance with all other parties, but that was also a grand failure because Indira Gandhi won by 375 seats. Okay, during that period only, when elections results were declared, soon after election result 1971 Lok Sabha, election, a major political and a military crisis broke out in East Pakistan, now Bangladesh. So we all of us known about this history, right? Bangladesh, it's Pakistan. They wanted freedom from Pakistan. So during that time, Indira Gandhi 1971 election were followed by the crisis in East Pakistan and the Indo-Pak war, leading to the establishment of Bangladesh. During that time, India also had a war with Pakistan, and the creation of Bangladesh was also there. So this event, because that time Indira Gandhi became our prime minister. She was the prime minister, and her decision was very fruitful during that time. So because of her decision during that time, even the opposition leaders admired her. Okay, she has shown that what a strong nationalist leader she is by her decision in Indo-Pak war. So all other opposition parties also admired her. This Indira Gandhi had warded off the challenge to her leadership and to the dominant position of the Congress party. Again, the domination of the Congress party has started in India after 1971's general election, because all other people were liking her, following her. They were impressed by her decision. They were impressed by her leadership. So even opposition parties were also having they were also proud to have Indira Gandhi as our prime minister. Now the restoration means replace. Can we say that the Congress party which we had before the 5th general election, that Congress party, that Congress system has been replaced by Indira Gandhi's Congress system? So this is the question, and the answer is yes, obviously yes, because Indira Gandhi has she has restored the Congress system by changing the nature of the Congress system itself. Okay, this time Indira Gandhi has been supported by Dalit, Adivasis, minorities, women, poor people. Okay, and she get very popular during that time, popular more than Nehruji. Indira Gandhi became popular more than Nehruji, and she has changed the nature of the Congress system. So we can say that the old Congress system has been replaced by Indira Gandhi's new Congress system. The popular unrest and mobilization around the issue of development and economic deprivation continued to grow, but after winning the election, the capacity to absorb all tensions, she doesn't have the Congress party doesn't have that kind of capacity to absorb all tensions and conflicts that the Congress system was known for. The Congress system which we had before this 5th general election, that Congress system has the power or has the capacity to resolve all the tensions and conflict, but the new Congress system does not have that type of capacity. So Congress system consolidated its position as Indira Gandhi assumed a position of unprecedented political authority. The space for democracy expansion of the people's aspiration actually shrank. There was a popular unrest and mobilization around the issue of development, and economic deprivation continued to grow. Now people were again started their struggle for the economic development. So what happened after that, we will read in our next chapter. So this is the end of the chapter. At last, Congress again restored its position. The dominance of the Congress system has again started from 1971's election, that is the 5th general election. Okay, and this was a great victory, though the opposition of Indira Gandhi's party, or the opposition of the new Congress party, there was a grand alliance between all other opposition party and the non-Congress party. But even that grand alliance was not able to make Indira Gandhi lose the contest, because Indira Gandhi has a famous slogan, that is Garibi Hatao, and because of that all the people, poor people, minorities people, landlords, women, Dalits, Adivasis, everyone supported her. And during that time, that was a mass support. She gained mass support because of her 10 points and because of her slogan Garibi Hatao. Okay, and after the declaration of the result also, when there was a war between India and Pakistan, during that time also, she has shown her skilled leadership. Her decisions were very, very good. Even the opposition parties, even the opposition leader were very, very impressed with her decision. That's how the Congress system again restored its position. But Congress party was there, ruling party, as the ruling party, the name Congress was there, but the nature of the Congress party which we had earlier, that nature has changed by Indira Gandhi. Okay, but the problem is that whatever capacity was there in before the old Congress system, that to solve every problem, that capacity they lack. Indira Gandhi's new Congress party lack that capacity. So what happened after that, we will discuss in our next chapter. So this is the end of the chapter. Please solve the NCERT solution, and if you do not have guidebook, please ask Dhankuber to send you notes from this chapter, because it's not my duty to give you each and every question answer and all. Okay, you have to manage it by yourself. If you are having any problem, just let me know, I will guide you. Otherwise, please, you need to buy guidebook. There is no other option. Okay, take care.